Hi everyone, it's Wednesday, time for Wisdom Wednesday. Hope everyone is doing well and keeping warm. It's been kind of an interesting week with all the change in weather, and it's been a little icy out there, so hopefully you've all stayed warm and well. And this week I thought I'd talk a little bit about nitric oxide, or NO. This is basically a compound in the body that is helpful for keeping blood vessels in good shape. And it's a really tiny messenger molecule that really helps with communication between cells as well as blood flow with cells. And we know that there are several areas in the body that this can be particularly helpful. One in general is that it can lower blood pressure. So having good ability for the body to make its own nitric oxide is beneficial and helps us with blood pressure issues. And when you can help with blood pressure issues, there are things that are quite beneficial beyond that. We know that nitric oxide, with the aspect of nitrates, nitrites, etc., you've heard of these things before, but we know that naturally occurring nitrites and nitrates are beneficial to the body. So there are certain foods that carry these, and you may have already heard about beets, that they can be very helpful in terms of helping with blood pressure. We know that dark leafy greens are helpful. A lot of the cruciferous vegetables can be helpful for increasing nitric oxide. But if you wanted to take something to help with blood pressure, then one of the things that you can do is an amino acid called citrulline, or another one called arginine. These are precursors for the body to make its own nitric oxide, and this little molecule works at the lining of blood vessels to help them relax. And as you can see, if you can relax blood vessels, you're going to lower blood pressure. So beyond that, the benefits of that, we can see benefits with erectile dysfunction. It can help with after exercise, if you get really sore muscles. It can help with clearing out a lot of the lactic acid because it increases blood flow and brings more nutrients into muscles. It has also been shown to help with insulin resistance. So people with prediabetes or diabetes, there have been studies that have shown benefit in terms of reaching improved blood flow that can reduce insulin levels, and so making us more insulin sensitive. It can also boost exercise performance by aiding blood flow. So one of the things that you can do, there are several supplements out there, but certainly you can do amino acids, the citrulline or arginine. You can eat a diet that has more leafy greens. You don't want to, you may have heard of nitrites that are added to certain meats. These are problematic because they're not naturally occurring, and those can turn into nitrosamine, which is actually a negative thing for the body. But naturally occurring nitrites and nitrates tend to be exceedingly beneficial by helping increase this nitric oxide at the level of the blood vessel. And so I would encourage you to consider, if you're struggling with managing blood pressure, if you're struggling with sore muscles, if you have an issue with ED, if you have an issue with insulin resistance, trying to boost nitric oxide is exceedingly beneficial. There's a product called Neo 40 that is available online, and Neo, N-E-O, and 40 is the product. There are other supplements out there that help boost it. There are beet products that can do this. We have a product here called NO Max, which is also helpful for increasing nitric oxide. But this may be something that you're not aware of and have never heard of, this nitric oxide, but it's quite a beneficial molecule within the body to help maintain good blood flow, keeping blood flow to the heart, so maybe improving function there, but also to the brain. So cognitively, there may be some real benefits there. Studies are ongoing, but we know that helping blood flow in all aspects, and certainly as we age, can be quite beneficial. So just keep that in mind if you're kind of on the edge with trying to manage blood pressure. We know we've used Carditone in the past, which is just an herbal product. Certainly I have no problem using medication for blood pressure, but if you're just on the edge needing to go up maybe on a dose or two, you might consider a nitric oxide supplement such as arginine or citrulline or Neo 40 or NO Max, some of the things that we've talked about here. And then focusing in and prioritizing good leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and good just whole foods as far as helping with that. And if you like beets, it certainly doesn't hurt. For many people, you have to be mindful of that because they are relatively high in carbohydrates, but certainly having beets here and there is not a problem and may be quite beneficial to you. Hope you all have a great week, and we'll talk again next week.